Hello. I'm just coming to y'all with a pretty impromptu lesson right now. It was requested by one of my students to teach Mary Had a Little Lamb. So it's a pretty simple song, but I'm actually going to share it. And this is for that student, but I figured I'd share it, because somebody else could probably use it. As we already know, we know the melody of Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm going to start. For those of us that know our way around the guitar a little bit, at least in the open positions, okay? I'll tell you right now, for starters, the only chords that we're going to play is your C major and your G major, okay? I know I just spoke about the melody, then I kind of jumped to the chords, but I just want to add, I have a couple of videos that explains how to play your open C chord and your open G chord. C, G. All right. If I were to sing it, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. All right. So the notes, the melody is actually just 4 notes. All right. Somebody was just calling me. Anyway, the first note is actually an open E, an open high E. All right. So here's the melody. Open high E. Then the 3rd fret on your B string, that's actually a D. Okay. That's a D. So there's a 3rd fret on your B string. All right. I'm stumbling a little bit. And then your 1st fret on your B string as well. All right. So I'm playing the 1st fret on your B string, 3rd fret on your B string, open E, the high E, and the 3rd fret on your high E. All right. The order of the notes is, now keep in mind, I'm not playing any other notes as far as the melody, okay? It's just these 4 notes. We're just going to establish the order that we want to play those notes, all right? So the first note being that high E, the second note being that D, which is in the 3rd fret of the B string, then your 1st fret of your B string. So those are the first 3 notes. Mary had, all right? Mary had, Mary had, Mary had, Mary had. Okay? We're gonna go to a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. So I'm going back to that open E. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Okay? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, that's open E again, the open high E. Then to lamb, that is the 3rd fret on the E string. To lamb. All right, so le is open high E. To lamb is 3rd fret on the high E. Little lamb. Okay. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Okay, so the notes are all the same throughout pretty much. You're really hitting that 3rd fret one time on that high E string. So after you hit that to lamb, it's the second half of little. So I said to lamb, and then you do the same thing. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And there are more stanzas and verses to the song, but the melody stays the same. That's the melody part, okay? Now to add the chords. The chords are the same. I started off showing you the chords, okay? In the C major chord, that first note of the melody is in the C major. So that high E, sorry, is right there. Now the trick to playing this is knowing that the high E is in the chord, and that that higher C in the first fret of the B string, that's already in the chord as well. The only thing, you have to hammer on that third fret that's on the B string while you're playing the C chord, all right? Now, you may not see my fingers clearly when I'm doing this, but you have to keep in mind the melody that I've already shown you. So you can access these notes while you're playing this C major chord like this. Third fret B, so now it's tricky because you have to play the chord, and you have to make sure that your finger is landing on those melody notes. So the way I play it is, every time you're playing the high E note, you can play the full C chord if you want to, like this. Okay, now I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. I think I've done a decent job showing you, but you're using your pinky to go to that third fret on your B string. You're not, I mean, one time you'll go to your third fret on the E string while you're holding that, but that's gonna go on the part where it says little lamb or two lamb. All right, you're gonna do a similar thing when you're playing the G chord, okay? Now, back to the C. G. Now, when you play that G, you want that pinky to actually land on that third fret on your B string. And you want to stop right there. You don't want to play, you don't want to really play, you don't want to play the high E, the third fret on the high E string. So I actually mute that when I'm playing that G. And I stop it like that. So I'm not ringing out that last string. I mean that high E string. So I'm just, so after I strike the chord, I strike the single D by itself. So I play the chord and then I stop on that D. Okay? Once I do that, I go back to the C, and I play the open E, and then I hammer on back to that third fret, okay, which is a G. All right, so like this. And it looks like this. So now I can put it together. I'm only playing two chords, and I'm only playing a four-note melody. All right, I hope this was helpful. Please like, subscribe, hit your notification bell. I'm definitely taking requests. I haven't fully started doing regular posts, but I am taking requests, and that makes my posts more regular, basically. So this was upon request. That's why I pretty much posted it. All right, I just want to know that there's a need, even though there's probably a subconscious knowing that there's always a need. But if I know what that need is, then I can fulfill that specific thing. All right, so that's Mary Had a Little Lamb. 2 open major chords, and that's it. So you can rewind it as many times as you need to. All right, have a good day. Stay blessed. I love you. keep playing guitar. Peace.